There are no Epstein files. Don't release them. We'll lose what little faith we have in the government. When that happens, well, we'll make our own list.
What do you think of Lindsay Lohan, Howard?
I think she's hot.
There's something there, right?
Yes.
But you have to like freckles. I've seen a close-up of her chest.
Yes.
And a lot of freckles. Are you into freckles?
If the father's a wreck, like the way he is,
Right.
you imagine this troubled
Yeah,
teen?
you're probably right. She's probably deeply troubled and therefore great in bed.
Back in the day.
How come the deeply troubled women,
Yes.
deeply, deeply troubled,
Right.
they're always the best in bed? If for some reason what I said is true, I mean, they're just unbelievable.
I could tell from the...
You don't want to be with them for the long term, but for the short term, there's nothing like it.
It would have been way worse if we went the other direction. Do you really think we had a choice? Both parties are bad. We would have been screwed either way. Do any of those comments sound familiar? They should, because they are fucking rampant right now. See, usually when a leader takes power, a president takes position, and they start making messy, downright slippery, low-tact mistakes. You don't typically have to wear that, because although you voted, you did what you could, and then you hope that you get a decent result, and when you don't, you speak out about it. But in this very rare case, in this very rare circumstance, people worshipped the idea of this. And I don't use that word lightly. Worshipped. And if you deny what I just said, you're not plugged into reality regardless. But I digress. My point is, if you cheered for this, if you rooted for this, if you bought the merch, if you screamed and shouted at the top of your lungs for this administration, you do, unfortunately, get to wear some of this. In fact, plenty of the people who you idolize platformed it, pushed it. Now, before you think I'm going in the direction of wagging my finger at that, I'm not. My point is, people made it a part of their identity, and when they did that, they did take on a level of responsibility. Whether they like that or not, they did take on a level of responsibility. With my whole heart, we all have known politics fucking suck. Politicians are slimy. This game has been a double-edged sword for a long fucking time. We've known that. You're not giving us news when you say shit like that. But if you're trying to get your dog on the other side of town and you let them run through the middle of the 405 freeway and they get nailed by an oncoming semi, you don't throw your hands up and go, well, traffic was bad. Unfortunately, it's a sad thing, but traffic is bad, and that's what happened. When we were screaming and shouting that there is an overpass you can walk under, right beneath your feet. I've said it 1,000 times, I'll say it again. I'm not proud of what the Democratic Party has chosen to show up as. Really, ever, but especially recently. But if you need change, if you want change, it's a whole lot fucking easier when the administration honors democracy to the slightest degree. When you retain the liberties and freedoms of people you disagree with, you retain them yourself. So as a heads up, a lot of these people that I was just speaking on, the creators, the people that are idolized for their opinions, a lot of them are going to backslide real conveniently into the position of, we just need to love everyone, all government sucks, this was always going to be bad no matter what, and start leaning into this very esoteric, passive approach to their message, softening things up.
If you are an American, I need you to remember that every single one of these podcast influencers that is coming out and talking about how surprised they are with the Trump administration's depravity, they sold you out. It's literally what they did. Just the last week, I have seen Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, Theo Von and his pathetic little cuckold goatee. Logan Paul to an extent that kind of, oh my god, I didn't realize women had feelings, guys, not to be woke. Every single one of them that are now saying, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed that I voted for him. Oh my god, I can't believe he's doing all this stuff. I was suddenly so shocked and outraged about the mass deportations and complete violation of the Constitution that he has been promising from day one. They all chose to help sell his brand during the 2024 election because they knew or hoped that it would either grow their established audience or it would make their established audience happy, which would lead to more revenue for them. Nothing has been more damaging for the collective political consciousness of the Western world than a bunch of failed comedians getting a podcast, going, I'm just a dumb guy asking questions, and then just using that to push right-wing propaganda for money. These people are multi-millionaires. They don't care what happens to you. They never did. They didn't when they supported Trump. They just know that the worse Trump gets, the worse that reflects on them and their brand because they directly associated themselves with it and chose to push it. Keep this in mind because they're only going to keep doing it. Follow for more.